Bit of a racket going on this morning with these little rainbow lorikeets. Noisy little creatures, aren't they? Come around here, hopefully I won't scare them off. Look at them swinging on their feeder. They're very pretty birds, these little rainbow lorries, we call them. Lorries for short. Lorikeets. G'day guys, welcome back again. I had a little thought. I was watching TV just before and I had a little thought about covering those white triangles that I get. You know, when you flip the cup down and you always miss these triangles. I had a thought. Instead of putting back dirty paint that you've poured out and then try to fill in, I'm going to try today to not use all these paints, leave a little bit behind, thin them out a touch and add them afterwards to try and fill in those triangles and then tilt, just to help me get a good coverage without overstretching the cell. So that's what I had in my mind, my little mind, as I was sitting there watching TV, thinking about pouring, as we do. Do we think about anything else? No. Eat, dream, sleep, pour. Righto, so pouring medium, 60% glue, 40% water. This is a 30 by 60 centimetre canvas, 12 by 24 inches, and I'm going with 800 grams of mixed paint. So I've gone 60 grams of pouring medium and 60 grams of paint to start with. I don't know what Global Paints are doing, but the last delivery that I got from them, the paints are a lot thinner than what they normally are. Normally the red is really, really thick. It's really thin. I've had to add more paint. This one had 60 grams of pouring medium, 70 grams of paint. Normally it would be the other way around and I would have to do less paint, more pouring medium. So I don't know what you guys are doing at Global. Maybe they're thinning out their paints so that we have to use more and they get more money. So yeah, my last few bottles of paint have been like that. The blue's been like that, the red's been like that. The new magenta they've changed is really thin. The purple is really thin. So I'm assuming that all the new colours, as they, you know, manufacture new paint, they're all going to be extra thin. So I'm going to have to probably go back to 70-30 pouring medium if they're going to continue making their paints thin. Because I went to 60-40 because they had so many that were so thick, and now they've gone the opposite way. So come on Global, what are you doing? You're messing with my head, you guys. They don't care. Oh guys, I'm talking too much and I forgot the silicone oil again. I was just thinking this one needs a bit more water, and then I thought I've got no oil in these. I'm going to have to add it now. Did you see that other video where I added the silicone afterwards? It worked well. Can't believe I've stuffed it up again. Righto, let's go. Oil. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing all of them except the gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to put extra in now because I've missed the first layer. So the next layer is going to have a little bit more. It's a problem with talking, hey. I had this idea, as I said, I had this idea and I wanted to tell you guys about it. But then I forgot to add my oil. Should be alright though, because I'm putting it in the second layer and it's all going to mix in the cup. Righto, what was I up to? Black. yeah, so if they're going to keep doing them thin like this, which I'm assuming they are, all the different colours are coming through now in the thinner mix. So I'll go back to 70-30, no doubt, instead of the 60-40, and have a slightly thicker pouring medium just to combat that. I've still got a lot of the older paints though, like I've had them for a year. You know, some of the colours that just aren't that popular and you don't use them a lot, your browns and your oranges and greens. I've still got old ones of those. I haven't had to reorder, and those ones are still quite thick. Here am I saying I'm going to keep some of my paint. I've just used up all of that black. I'll have to keep some of the black from the second cup. I wanted lots of black in this pour because I've gone all reds, basically reds and black, with a pop of gold. So remind me not to use all that black, and I can't use all of what I've got left here now either, which is going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? Maybe I should have made up, should have made up a little bit more. Where do I want to go next? Just got red and black. Oh, I don't know. Let's put some of this in. And I need to keep a bit of this too. So there we go. I'll keep some of that. And I'll go with the gold. It doesn't look as if I'm going to be able to keep... I'd rather have the gold in the pour. I'll keep the other colours for the filling in. Otherwise I can always make up just a touch more gold, can't I? Look, I've run out already. I'm going to make up a touch more gold. Just a little bit. Oh, I've hardly got any pouring medium left too. This is empty. Running out of everything today, you guys. That's not me. I'm not doing that. It's my bottle. There we go. I've only got 10 grams. That's it. That's all I've got, 10 grams. So let's put in 10 grams of paint. And that's all I'm going to have. It'll be enough just to finish off these 2 cups here. And I've discovered that putting oil in metallics is not a good thing. So skip the silicone oil in the metallic paint. It doesn't mix properly. The oil stays separate. And then I get these big wormy blobs. So it's not worth putting oil in the metallics I found. I'd rather put it in my black. It just mixes better into it, or is incorporated better into it. Something about the metallics, they're just different, aren't they? They're a different creature. Alright, now let's do some red, and I'm not going to use all the red. Keep some of that over there, and I need to keep some of my black as well. Just a little drizzle of black, so I can keep some of that. Actually, you know what? I've got more black. I've got black that I've left over from a different pour. I'll just go and grab some of that and use that for my filling in area. I'd like to have a good layer of black here between the reds. Just go and grab my black. Where is it? I always keep my leftover paints. See, I've got some black there that's left over from another, I don't even know, it's been sitting there for months. Just been covered with a little plastic cup. I turn a big cup upside down on top of it to keep it fresh. So that's my leftover black. And let's finish off with a little bit of red. This is the burgundy. Keep a little bit of this one too. Not much of those left, but it should be enough. I'll flip these over. There's my bar there. Okay, they can just sit there for a minute. Now these guys, my little flow enhancers. I'm going to add just a touch of water to those because I want them to be easy for these flip cups to flow over them. I don't want them to cause a little barrier. There's my water here. Now it'll just be a little bit, just a few drops in that one. This one's got more paint, so you can have a little bit more. That one's hardly got any. So just a few little drips. Stir it in. And then this is the paint that I'm going to add afterwards to fill in those white triangles. And I think it'll look quite nice because it'll give me a nice block of colour, which should be nice against the paints. You know, the blended colours, that it should be a nice contrast, I guess, between those blended colours, having a solid block of colour. I think so anyway. But they do have to be thinner. You don't want them to inhibit that paint flowing over them. So just with your little bits that you've got left over, just add a touch of water, make them thinner. Okay, let's move those out of the way. I'll show you the colours real quick and then we'll flip. So I've got black, and I did 2 cups of the black. Cool red. This is burgundy. It's basically cool red with a touch of black, touch of brown I think I put in it, and then plum, red and purple. So they've all got red in them, just shades of different shades of red. Righto, let's do this. Now I need to get all the way down to the bottom. Some of them I haven't been doing fast enough and they've only sort of been getting to about here. So I need to get all the way down, like so. Oh look, I've got stretchy things. Oh, don't go off the edge. I'm just going to put some more paint back on the corners. And then we'll get to doing these, putting some block colours in between, hey? This one's got quite a bit left, so I'll go back up here. I'll go the other way then, you can see what I'm doing. Wow, loving those colours though. My goodness. I'm really tempted to put a little bit more. I think I will. I think because the colours were so much thinner than I was expecting, I might have overcompensated and made them a little bit thicker. But I'm really, really loving them. Okay. Do I want any more? See, that's the problem there. But this is why I made up that extra paint. See, because I didn't want to use this. That I don't mind. I think those look quite nice. It's tempting, isn't it? It's tempting to use it. No. Let's put in block colour. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting in block colour. And I'm going to put it in here. This is the whole idea of what I'm trying to achieve. Is putting in some of that paint there. Doesn't matter if I end up tilting over it or tilting it off. It's all right. And a little bit of this purple through here. Plum, I should say. A bit of plum. Help that along there. And I'll put another little bit just here. And I'll put some black next to that plum, just to separate that plum from the red next door. I have to get a riddle on because I think my battery's going to go flat So I'm still using pretty much the same amount of allocated paint. I'm just using it in at different times, not putting it all on there at the moment. What else can I use? Let's have a little bit of this bright red through the centre here, eh? Just there. Look, this may not work. It may work. I don't know. As I said, I just had this thought, how could I help my paint travel a little bit better and not get stuck on the corners, you know? Sorry, not get stuck on the corners, but actually have it so that it flows properly and don't have these huge big blank triangles. Okay, I think that'll do. I better get a wriggle on before I run out of battery. Actually, this bit here needs some. It's quite a big triangle there, isn't it? It's just the deep triangle that I find a problem. These little bits here, those are easy. It's just when you have a huge triangle that you need to cover, that can be the problem. Alright, let's leave it at that. I don't want to put too much paint on the surface. And you know what? Because I'm feeling confident, I'm going to torch now. Settle down, big boy. That'll do. I can always torch again afterwards. Let's get some coverage happening. So we'll join up the middle sections first. Doesn't matter if that goes over, I need that to fill in there. As soon as that's done, that can come back. I'll just go over there. That's done. Okay, now they've all married up in the middle. We'll go walk, left, right, left, right. See, I don't have to go very far now because I've got basically the same amount of space to cover all the way through. I haven't got those huge big triangles to worry about. There's a little bit there to worry about, but it's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to add that to it there. So it's handy to have your extra paints there ready to go. That little bit can go over. All right, that was easy, wasn't it? That was easy. Right, let's flip it over. We'll go again. Now again, we haven't got, imagine if this was all white. You know how I added that burgundy in? Imagine if that was all white. That would be horrendous trying to cover that. You just overstretch everything. But I will take a lot of this paint off because I want my cells to stretch. I want them to get a bit bigger than what they are now. I'd like to get some of that purple off the corner if I can. Go purple, go purple, go. Good. I'll come around and try and straighten up my lines a bit. Righto, what do we think? Do you like those stripes down the centre? Oh, that's pretty there, the gold. Oh, see, I shouldn't have put that extra bit there. I shouldn't. Look, I know I shouldn't. That was the worst bit there. That stripy bit. I don't know why I do it to myself. Let's see if we can open up these cells a bit. Just bring it to the middle. I'm going to try and stretch some of these out. Because they've gone a little bit elongated because I only sort of tilted one way, up and down. I didn't really go much to the left and the right. So just bring the weight of it back again. Love these two sections. My goodness. But that was relatively easy, wasn't it? Pretty easy to cover the whole thing. And we've got those bright stripes of colour through the centre. Whether or not you like that or not, I don't know, but it certainly worked. It's done its job. Just going to take a little bit more paint off, stretch my cells a bit more, because I can. Got plenty of paint there, so I can easily move it around. I don't like that. I'm going to have to take that off. So I have to put the paint in front of where I want it to go and let it run down. There it goes. Off it goes. And back. Straighten up my little lines again. I think I'm really liking these colours, but maybe not so much that plum. Because this, look at this. Although there is a little bit of plum in there. Maybe this has just got too much red down the side. Really liking these colours. Okay. What do you think? It was easier to cover everything. The only thing is my cells are quite small. I would have liked to have stretched them more. I guess I'll just take some more paint off the side there and bring all this down and see what happens. A little bit more last time, just to get that last little bit off there. And those are pretty cells, so you guys can stay. Yes, you can. You're pretty. Before I scrape it, I'm going to do some balloon dips just to see what it's going to look like. Hopefully I can bring up that gold from underneath. So let's just have a little look and see what it's going to look like, eh? I'm curious to see what the gold's going to do. So I really love this gold, the Sergeant's gold. I'll dip a couple of times just because there's so much paint left in there. A lot of paint left on the surface. There's a lot of the purple coming through. That's pretty, isn't it? So I'm just sort of following the lines, doing the flowers on the lines. That one's got 2, that one's got 1, and then I'll just do this one with 1, and I think that'll look pretty. Okay, let's go again. And my battery's about to run out, so I'm going to go fast. I'm on 6%, so if it does cut out, bye, and I'll see you later. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. Okay, that's looking good. Still got a lot of paint there in the centre, so I'm going to go again. If you've still got a lot there, you can, you know, go 2 or 3 times until your paint is looking as if it's not falling back on itself too much. But it'll dry fine. Even if you think, oh, there's a lot of paint left there, it's not going to look very nice, it'll dry fine. It'll be good. No worries, as us Aussies say. No worries. All right, that'll be it. I've already taken my gloves off, so messy, messy. Right, let's get you in for a close-up. It's a bit dark. It's probably because the light on my camera is saying, I'm going flat. No go. So there you go, that's quite pretty, isn't it? I'm still going to scrape it though and reuse the canvas because I'm not in love with it. So there you go. And camera's about to go too. Alright, I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.